And we are joined by Jenny and Sandra from Lego at Play. Welcome. Welcome to the Personal Injury and Disability Management Summit for 2023.
Thank you so much. We're very excited to be here.
And you've got a very important role to play. Tell us a bit about what you're doing at the conference this year.
We're playing with Lego, but we're building models. We are getting people to build models entitled "The Future of Work," which is what the conference is all about.
Absolutely, it is the theme. Yes,
but it's making people think. Yep. It's making people actually hone in on one idea and then actually build it with their creative little fingers.
So you must be seeing some lovely little creations coming through. Now, what's the whole concept behind Lego at Play? And obviously Lego at Work, because this is a work-related conference.
Can I say the eye care story?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So eye care. So I'm going to give you an example because I think it's the best way to describe it.
Love it. Yeah.
So eye care have come up. Eye Care New South Wales have come up with a list of standards. Please correct me, Sandra, if I go wrong. Sure. With a list of standards. There's 6 of them, and they wanted to introduce those standards. Sorry, they had put those standards together with a panel of experts, but they wanted to put those standards to the other states and stakeholders. So they invited them to New South Wales into a room of 45 people. Now, these 45 people were made up of people who are bright and have a lot of experience within the industry, insurance companies, health department people, all sorts. Experts. Yeah. Experts is the word.
Yeah.
Experts is the word.
Yeah. I'm good at words.
If you
not good at much else, but words okay.
And eye Care wanted to present the standards, and they wanted to see how the different stakeholders interpreted the standards and also barriers to implementing the standards. If you're going to present that as a question to a room of 45 people, that's going to be a conversation that takes a month. But so we did it with Lego. So we broke them into groups according to what their superpowers were, and then asked them to build what they thought the standard represented. So they built their models, and then they explained the story of the model to the rest of the group, and then they built the barriers to implementing the standards, and then they explained those barriers to the rest of the group, and it meant that the whole room could say, this is the model, this is what we've built, these are the gaps, this is the barriers, and that whole conversation could be had, analysed and seen in one day.
Because it forces you, doesn't it, to really get to the essence of what we're talking about, doesn't it?
It does.
That's right. The models, we call it 3D, right? So they're tactile. People can pick them up. They can walk around them. They look at them from different angles. They can talk about them. And they really talk to the models. They don't actually talk to each other.
No, yeah, exactly, yeah.
So if it's a difficult conversation, it's easier to have that conversation when you've got models in your hands than, having that conversation face to face.
Yeah. And it's the perfect compartmentalisation of a concept, isn't it? You've got to break it down into its component parts and put it together in a sensible way.
It is.
You?
And also in the world of Lego, we talk in metaphors. So if we say build a tree, which we're probably not going to ask them to do, but let's say they build a tree and it looks like, I don't know, a polar bear. If they say it's a tree, because everything is a metaphor. So it's their story, it's their metaphor.
Love it. Love it. And what are you seeing so far? What have they built for the future of work? What's the future of work look like in Lego?
We've had people talking about digital technology, about
artificial intelligence, of course.
Yep.
Yes, about work environment. So there is lots of trees, building trees.
Yeah.
Lots of trees, lots of greenery, lots of working from home.
Yeah.
There are mental health builds. There's actually not yet. There aren't physical injury builds, which I was sort of expecting, but they may be coming. But there's a variety. It's very personal.
Yeah.
So some once they've built their model, there's a few people that talk about their very personal experience that they're built. They actually have themselves within the model, and they say things like, I'm learning different things, learning a career in a different way so that I can actually earn money. And it's their personal journey.
And do you think it's a reflection on where we are at the moment, trying to make sense post-COVID of where this world of work is going and how I fit into it?
Definitely. I think COVID has changed the workplace and changed the way we react socially in a massive way. And I think that using something as simple as Lego, where you're actually hanging on to something and building with it, is something that during COVID, it's not a keyboard. You're actually having to use your brain and use your thoughts and use your hands and build something. And how often do people actually get to build things?
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's been very enjoyable.
There's actually a lot of science. It looks simple. It looks like people are just picking up bricks and clicking them together. But there's actually a lot of science that goes on when they build the models. So it fires this part of their brain where the neurons are dormant, and when they click the bricks together, the physical act of clicking them fires these neurons in their brain. So that's why we say to people, we've got a lot of people that sit down and go, I don't know what I'm going to build. And we just say to them, just pick up the bricks and start clicking them
Because it doesn't matter, does it?
No.
It does not matter.
It's not Lego Masters.
No,
That's right.
No, that's not what we're after.
yeah.
So the physical act, we just say to them, click the bricks together and your hands will do the work for you, and then the meaning will come. So it's kind of interesting that, when people, Jenny mentioned the personal before. I don't think people sit at the table and really think that they're going to build something that's quite personal. But that's where their hands take them.
Yes.
It's really
fascinating.
interesting.
It is fascinating. And people have said, even today, people have said stories which are very personal. And in one case, they said a woman was saying a story about someone that she wasn't getting along so well with in the workplace, but the person was standing next to her. But she wasn't actually... She could say, this happens and there's conflict and there's this, according to the two models. So the two of them could actually have this conversation without it actually being a personal conversation.
Exactly. Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, because it's this minifig is not getting along with this one.
This minifig.
In our world, we actually use that term. We say the power of play or the power of Lego Serious Play, and that's just one example of it. We actually, in workshops, we actually see that power. We see that moment where it just kind of clicks in for people. And that's why we use that term.
Well, it's lovely to see you both here.
Thank you, Greg.
And I look forward to more creations over the next 2 days.
Absolutely.
And I'm so pleased you made it into the studio.
Thank you for the opportunity. And we'd like you to come and build a model.
I'd love to.
That's an on-air invitation.
Where would my mind take my hands? Who will
let's
know?
just see.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Greg. Thank you.